Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Tiffany. Welcome to Midlife Mama. On this channel, I share my experiences with midlife pregnancy and parenting. So if you're new here, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, check out some of the other videos on the channel, and become part of our YouTube family. Today's video is extra special because I have an extra special guest. We'll be talking to my mom about her side of the story when she found out I was pregnant for the first time. That's next. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm back, and with me I have my beautiful mom. This is Sharon. Say hello, Mom.
Hello, everybody.
If you want to follow her on Instagram, what's your tag on Instagram?
I forgot.
I'll put it on the screen. Yes, she's on Instagram and she's also on Facebook, but her Facebook private, so you can't follow her on Facebook. But you can follow her on Instagram. Today we're talking to my mom. We're going to interview her, and she's going to tell us her side of the story about how she felt when she found out I was pregnant for the first time. So I'll be looking down because I have a few questions here on the iPad. And we're just going to jump right into the questions. Are you ready, Mom?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. The first question is, how did you feel when it seemed like I wasn't going to have any kids?
Well, I had made my peace with it because it had been so long. But I just figured I'm never going to get a grandchild from my daughter. And that made me sad, really sad. But I just thought, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's funny because in the same week, we both made comments to different people about how I wasn't going to have kids. I told a friend of mine who was in town, I said, that baby ship has sailed for me. I'm not going to have any kids. And she had said the same thing to one of her friends. And little did we know I was already pregnant. So we had both gotten to that place of acceptance where, we weren't going to have any babies from me. So the next question is, did you suspect that I might be pregnant before I told you I was pregnant?
I didn't suspect it. I thought it was probably, a fluke, just you would just miss the period. You told me you had missed your period, that you were late.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, do you have any spotting? And she said, well, I did have spotting. Well, I did the same thing with her, so I figured, you must be pregnant. But then this was like a running thing between us. If she said something about it, I would say, you must be pregnant. And so this time I said, you must be pregnant. And then she said, well, I said, how many days are you late? And I forgot,
12 days.
You were 12 days late. I said, you might as well get a pregnancy test and just take a test anyway.
Right. So I went to Target and I was trying to hide in Target and get a pregnancy test, but I ran into her and my niece in Target. And I had the test behind my back. It was funny.
And what happened when you got home with it?
I didn't take it. I didn't take it. It took me a week to take that pregnancy test. I just had it hiding in the drawer. And I finally decided to get up and take it one day. Tell us about the day you found out I was pregnant.
The day I found out, I guess she took it and she came down. It was like about 6 in the morning?
6 or something.
I was still asleep because it was my day. I didn't have to work that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I did work that day.
I did
work that day, but I was still asleep. So she came down and she said, Mom, it says positive. And I said, oh, that's good. And I turned over and I went right back to sleep.
She said, how did you get pregnant?
Yeah, I said, how did that happen?
I was like, going back upstairs, I don't know.
So anyway, as the day, I got up, went to work, didn't think about it anymore. Got up, went to work, and then when I got to work, it was about noon, and I said, did she did she tell me that her pregnancy test was positive? And so I had to call her to make sure that that's what she told me. So I called her, and she said, yes, it's positive. Oh, well, I was ecstatic. I said, she's going to have a baby. She's going to have a baby. Yes, she's going to have a baby. I didn't even know what to do.
So it was a text. It was a text.
Yes.
She said, her text said, was I dreaming or did you tell me you was pregnant? And I said, yes, the test was positive. And she said, God said it was time.
Yes.
So there you go, with my pregnant self crying in front of the big giant mixer while I was making focaccia. Yeah, God said it was time. So how many people did you tell that day?
That day, okay, I told my boss because she was the only one in the office with me that day. So I told her. Then I called my sister Rita, of course, because I called her and told her everything. And then I called somebody else. I can't even remember, but I told at least 5 people that day.
At least 5.
At least 5 people before.
Just 5.
Just at least 5 people. When I got home, there's no telling how many phone calls I made.
By the time I got off work at 4 o'clock and got home by 5, everybody knew I was pregnant. The entire family knew I was pregnant. Everybody, even her friend in Chicago.
Yep, I called him profiles.
He knew I was pregnant.
And I told Melvin, because Melvin was still alive when we found out, and he was ecstatic.
Melvin was her boyfriend. He passed away.
Yeah, and he was ecstatic. He said, "Oh, we're gonna get the baby bed. We're gonna do this," and it was just happy news. We were all so happy.
It was a shock. It was a shock, and that kind of news spreads fast in my family, and so it was a shock. But I didn't even get to tell my brother. I had it all planned out how I was going to tell him. And when he came home, he walked up to me and rubbed my stomach. Mommy got to you first. So I didn't get to tell. The only person I got to tell 3 people. I told my boss, and I told my cousin Renita, and I told my sister, Brandy. I got to tell those 3 people. So that was fun. What is the best thing about going through this pregnancy with me? What was the best thing?
The best thing about going through the pregnancy with her is that I was there for every step. I mean, every ultrasound, every picture, from when she was like a little peanut. I got to see her grow in my daughter's belly, and that was a blessing because not from from she's not going to have a baby till watching the baby grow from a little peanut size and looking at that little profile as it formed in those little fingers and hands and everything. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. It was something I can't even describe. It was just great because I honestly thought she was not going to have kids.
Yeah, we all did. One of the great things about having a high-risk pregnancy is all of the ultrasounds. You get so many opportunities to look at your baby while your baby's growing because they take a lot of ultrasounds when you have a high-risk pregnancy.
So are you saying that they don't take an ultrasound with everyone every time they go to the doctor? They don't get an ultrasound? Because you did.
I know, because I was high risk. But if I had just had my regular doctor,
yeah,
I would have had maybe 2 or 3 ultrasounds during the whole pregnancy.
Would you have like about 12?
I had a lot.
A lot of ultrasounds.
What was the worst thing about going through the pregnancy with me?
I can't really say there was really a worst thing about going. The only thing is that I was happy she was pregnant, but the downside of that is that she used to do most of the cooking. And she was totally useless when she got pregnant. She'd go to work and come home and couldn't do anything else because she was tired all the time. But then, being a chef and being on your feet all day and being pregnant and being a midlife mama, she was tired all the time. So I had to do most of the cooking, which, was okay because guess what? I was going to get a grandbaby.
And there you go. It's all worth it. Even it did get on her nerves because I could smell all of the things.
Everything she could smell.
I smell everything. And yeah.
It's like all of her senses heightened when she got pregnant.
Mostly must smell. Mostly must smell. What's the best thing about being a grandma?
The best thing about being a grandma is that you don't have to do what you did with your kids. You had to do everything, and I literally had to do everything for my kids. It was almost like I was a single mom, which I wasn't, but everything was on me to do for them.
We went to her for all things.
Everything. And then my grandkids, well, now my one other granddaughter, she comes to me for a lot. And I gotta make sure I have money when she's around, because she is going to ask for everything and anything. And I'm thinking that this one is going to be the same way. But the best thing about being a grandmother is you don't have to do all the things you did with your kids. Like, I mean, you have to, discipline them, but you get to give them things and do things for them and spoil them and just love them.
So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my Mother's Day post. Today, by the way, is Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day. Belated Mother's Day by the time you guys watch this. But if you see my Mother's Day Instagram post, if you follow me on Instagram, there's a meme or a picture with a quote on it that describes her exactly.
Yes. I saw that myself.
It said...
It was really sweet.
It said, my mom as a mom, and it said, you get what you get, deal with it. And then my mom as a grandma is, do you want your grilled cheese cut in hearts or stars?
Right.
And it's true. They get whatever they want within reason, but if she can provide it, they can have it.
That's right.
So, yeah. No, our kids are lucky. My brother and I, our kids are lucky. What is the one lesson that you want your grandchildren to learn? I don't want to say one lesson, because I feel like you're not going to be able to narrow it down to one thing. So what are the most important things you want your grandchildren to learn from you?
To be loving, to be kind, and respectful to everyone. Mm-hmm. Those are the main things, I want them to go to college, because you want everything for your grandkids, You want everything for them. So those are three of the most important things. I just want them to be kind, have empathy for other people, and just all around be good, productive human beings.
Got it. Okay, do you have a favorite pregnancy story you want to share?
Well, let me think about it. Well, the one thing is that Tiffany used to lay on the couch and she would just rub her belly. And she wanted to keep that belly forever. And I just could not understand wanting to be pregnant and talking about missing your belly, because I didn't miss my belly when I was pregnant. But then I was also in my 20s, when I had my babies, and that's a whole other thing, It's like you're younger and you don't think about the things, because it was easy for me to have kids, so it was no big deal for me, but it was a big deal for her. And my favorite thing about her being pregnant is that she loved being pregnant. And go ahead, ask me the other question. Let me see if that's what I was getting ready to say.
Go ahead, ask me the advice on how to support a single person going through a pregnancy.
Lots of money.
Lots of money.
Lots of money.
You need a lot of money.
You need a lot of money. And boy, having a baby is so expensive. I mean, you need a lot of money. And Tiffany needed a lot of support and I probably needed support too, but Tiffany needed support because I felt like more than anything, I wanted this pregnancy to go smoothly, and I didn't want anything to happen to this pregnancy, because I knew that if it did, that would send her over the edge, because she was already in love with this baby when it was a little peanut. So going through it with her, and going through every visit with her, and seeing that the baby was healthy, and hearing the baby's heartbeat, and hearing the good things that the doctor had to say, that helped, that supported me so I could support her.
Yeah. To piggyback on that, I would say that if you're supporting someone who is going through a high risk pregnancy, like, if they're advanced maternal age or they have high blood pressure like I did, learn everything you can about what to look for, because it helps if there's someone else around who knows what to look for, because there are things that you miss or you might ignore about yourself, because you're so focused on being pregnant. So it's good to have someone who can keep an eye on you, so to speak, when you're not at the doctor's office. It helps with peace of mind. And to the point of supporting a single parent through a pregnancy, I gotta say, she's right. Money is key. Emotional support is also important. Moral support is important, because if I had to go to all of those doctor's appointments by myself, I don't know. The people in the doctor's office started calling her grandma. It's great when on the few rare occasions that she didn't go, they would be like, "Where's grandma?" Grandma's not coming today. So it was helpful to have her there for the whole thing. But yeah, there is another video coming about the high cost of carrying and delivering a baby. But yeah, it costs a lot of money to have a kid, to have a baby. It's very expensive. All right, so any parting remarks? That's the last question.
Okay, the only thing is that if you are supporting someone and you're going to be in the delivery room with them, if they're going to have a cesarean, don't get up and look. Oh my God. It was devastating to see her laying at the table with her belly open. I was glad to have a baby, but oh my God.
There are pictures. She took them.
I took them. I wasn't even looking when I took them, because the anesthesiologist behind me said, "Stand up, the baby's is coming out now." And I stood up and I looked and I just started clicking, because I once thought I could be a doctor. That wouldn't happen. But anyway, yeah. But we're so happy to have Nevaeh. She's our heart, and I'm glad she's here. And it's like having another little Tiffany running around the house, because she's so much like her mom.
My little mini-me. Mm-hmm. Well, this was fun. I'm glad y'all got to meet my mama. She's very camera shy, so you don't get to see her in the vlogs that often. Although she does make an appearance in the TV remote caper. She does. She makes a quick appearance chasing after Nevaeh, which is hilarious. If you have not watched that vlog, you probably should. The remote caper's at the end. So yeah, that's the end of the interview. Thank you guys for watching. I'm glad you got to meet my mom, like I said. Anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
She good? She ready to go home.
Happy Mother's Day again, everybody.
Happy
belated Mother's Day, because when you see this,
happy belated Mother's Day.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day to all you moms to be as well, because sometimes people say, "Well, you're not a mom yet."
Yes, you're a mom.
You become a mom the minute you find out that you're pregnant, because she is right. If I could have kissed my own belly, I would have. I just couldn't get that far down. But I hugged that belly, and I talked to it, and I sang to it, just like I was holding her in my arms right now. Right. So you become a mom the moment you find out you're pregnant. And if you're anything like me and you went through years of wanting and not getting, and you finally got a baby, it's that much more precious. So big wishes to all you ladies out there with baby dreams. I've got my fingers crossed for you, and I'm hoping that you get your dreams. Stay determined, stay focused, and I hope you have a mom or someone like my mom in your life to help you get through it. And that's it for this video. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for the postpartum video coming up really soon. And catch up with us on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. I'll put her Instagram, I'll link her Instagram in the description as well. And you can follow my mom. She doesn't post very often, but when she does, it's meaningful. So, so yeah, thanks again for watching, you guys. And keep watching for bloopers because they're going to be funny.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're recording. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go so we can go home. Maybe edit that out.
It's going to the bloopers at the end. Okay.
You're so crazy. Why you have your giggle box turned on?
I do have giggle. All right, everyone, we're back. This is my mom. You gotta speak.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
Oh.